So after Boruto chapter 68 dropped, we did see the likes of Code and Eida make an appearance inside the Leaf Village via the claw marks that Code did put on Shikamaru, and now with Boruto chapter 69 coming up, we have the likes of Eida confronting Amato, with the likes of Delta making an appearance, as well as with Code ready to get his limiters removed. We know that with Code right now, he did state at the end of Boruto chapter 67, after getting his ass whooped by Momoshiki and Kawaki, that he needs to get his limiters removed. And I did make a tweet when Boruto chapter 68 dropped. I did say of the lines of, if Code gets his limiters removed and he somehow still loses, he is a garbage character. And I mean, I just wanted to clarify on that because I kind of wanted to just go more in depth with Code, because there is a lot of stuff I want to say about his character right now, because I'm kind of afraid on what the writers will do with him. I'm kind of scared that the writers may drop the ball. I'm afraid that whoever's writing Boruto, whether it's Kishimoto's ghostwriter, or Kodachi from the basement, there is a lot of potential with Code getting his limiters removed, or it might end up as a massive failure. So obviously with Code having his limiters on, the reason why he had them in the first place is because he loved Jigen. Without his limiters, he is stated to be above the likes of Jigen, but due to his love and affection to the Otsutsuki, especially toward Ishiki, he was allowed to stay by Jigen's side as long as he had those limiters on to make sure he did not undermine Kara's leadership. So with that being said, after he found out that Ishiki was killed, he made a couple goals at the end of Boruto chapter 55 that he wanted to accomplish, making him the main antagonist of this arc so far. And more than a year has passed, now we're in Boruto chapter 68. The last two chapters haven't been looking the best for Code. He's been getting his ass whooped by the likes of Momoshiki and Kawaki, and we did see in Boruto chapter 67, he did say that he needs to get his limiters removed. And I do want to go more in depth with the tweet that I did make, because if Code does get his limiters off and he isn't able to accomplish the goals that he wants to fulfill, I'm not gonna lie, that is a very big letdown. And before we go more in depth with that, let's actually talk about what his goals actually are. So of course, he doesn't want to get revenge on Ishiki's killers, the people who did contribute to Ishiki's death, such as the likes of Naruto, Sasuke, and Amato. The second thing he wants to do is of course feed either Boruto or Kawaki to the Ten Tails, and preferably it would be Boruto, since Eida does not want Kawaki to be killed or be fed to the Ten Tails, because she does want to give him that sloppy toppy no jutsu to him, and her legs are wide open of course. Preferably it's probably going to be Boruto that Code wants to feed to the Ten Tails, and of course once he feeds preferably Boruto to the Ten Tails, he's going to harvest a chakra fruit to consume to update his genetics to become a higher being, such as the Otsutsuki god for example, following through Ishiki's will and becoming an Otsutsuki. Those are his goals, right? And with him having his limiters on, he does not have the power to fulfill any of those. Obviously we did see him get his ass beat in the last couple of chapters, and with him wanting to get his limiters off, in the next couple of chapters I wouldn't be surprised if he does get those limiters removed and we actually see him at his full power. In Boruto chapter 56, Amato did say that if Code were to ever confront him, Amato has no qualms but to remove the limiters, and of course Code would want to kill Amato at that point. And right now at the end of Boruto chapter 68, we obviously did see Code make an appearance alongside with Eida, and with Code being right there, I wouldn't be surprised at all if Code does get his limiters removed at that point. And when he does get his limiters removed, whether it's Kishimoto or the ghostwriter or whoever's writing Boruto, I really hope they show out with Code, because obviously with his limiters on, he isn't at the power level that he wants to be, and with the Leaf Village having basically their two biggest powerhouses being nerfed, such as with Naruto and Sasuke losing Kurama and the Rinnegan, there's not really anyone who can really contend with someone being on the level of beyond Jigen's power. Of course we have the likes of Boruto and Kawaki, but to be honest with you, I really don't see how these two characters can be on the level that is beyond Jigen's power. I'm gonna go more in depth with it, but personally I believe that respectively both Boruto and Kawaki at their current powers are not even at the level of Jigen, or even greater than Jigen, to the level of like Ishiki for example, because I know a lot of people think that Kawaki in his new karma form is stronger than Jigen, or is Jigen level, or possibly Ishiki level. Same thing goes for Borushiki and True Essence Boruto, but to be honest with you, at least through scaling wise, I really don't see how either Boruto or Kawaki have a chance against quote unquote no limiters Code. And now of course with those goals being stated, is it possible for Code to fulfill any of those goals? And my question is, can he really do it or not? And I do want to say that the Boruto writers, they're willing to take a risk. We obviously seen it before. They definitely do not hold back when it comes to pushing the plot. For example, Kurama dying, Sasuke losing his Rinnegan to Momoshiki, Jigen destroying Naruto and Sasuke, even Boruto dying in Boruto chapter 66. The writers definitely don't hold back when writing this manga. They're definitely willing to take a lot of risks, and I'm hoping that they're willing to take a risk with the likes of Code, man, because once he gets those limiters removed, at least in my opinion, I'm expecting him to go crazy. I'm expecting him to catch a lot of bodies. Maybe he does kill the likes of Naruto, Sasuke, and Amato. To be honest with you, I find it pretty unlikely, but we never know, man. Maybe the writers do make that power move, killing off Naruto or Sasuke, with Code having his limiters removed, and with feeding most likely Boruto to the 10 tails. But at the end of the day, I feel like the one thing that could stop Code from transcending into an Otsutsuki god, for example, is the likes of Eida. Eida did state in Boruto chapter 68 that if Code does get his limiters off and he still lacks the power, or he's incompetent, or he just is a hindrance to Eida and Damon, they have no qualms but to kill Code. And that kind of implies that maybe Eida, with the abilities that we don't know that she has, could be even stronger than Code, even with the limiters off. Obviously, scaling wise, this is just statements. We actually haven't seen Eida fight yet. We obviously know that she has more abilities that she has not shown yet, that she is obviously saving up. So that could be one thing that could bite Code in the ass, considering that in the last couple of chapters, it's been kind of getting more clear and clear that Eida may betray Code later on. The only reason why Eida and Code are working together is simply because they want to get revenge on Amato and to bring Kawaki back. Eida obviously has her own goals by getting with Kawaki. Damon just wants to protect Eida, and obviously with Code, we already mentioned those goals before. With that being said, I'm really hoping the writers don't drop the ball with this antagonist, considering that Code has been built up for more than a year now, ever since Ishiki died in chapter 54 and Code was transitioned in as the main villain of this last arc. It's been about 12 to 13 chapters, and I'm hoping we get to feel more of Code's presence, considering that he's been getting his ass whooped. And at least power scaling wise, I'm really hoping that once he gets those limiters removed, I would kind of find it very disappointing if the likes of Boruto or Kawaki beat Code again. Even with his limiters removed, I think what would be pretty acceptable if Code doesn't fulfill with his goals by killing Naruto, Sasuke, and Amato and getting that chakra fruit to update his genetics, is by having Eida betray Code. We know that there is some hint of that actually happening, and with Eida saying that she could dispose Code if he's not strong enough even without the limiters, shows you that there's a lot of things that Code gotta watch out for, not just by getting his ass whooped. So let me know what you think about Code in the comment section below. How do you feel about his character so far, and what are your hopes for him? Hopefully the writers don't drop the ball on his character, and I'm hoping that they do deliver when he gets his limiters removed, because I'm not gonna lie, at least right now, he hasn't been that much of a presence as a main villain. There's a very big chance that Eida could betray him, but I still got faith in him as a main antagonist. He hasn't been bad so far. I think he has brought us a lot of good moments, but he has been on the losing end, so you know, he gotta turn that shit around, and I'm hoping that the writers do deliver with this character, because at least power wise, if he does not have the power to fight back against the Leaf Village, how is he going to deliver with his goals? Obviously being strong doesn't make you a good character, but in this case for Code, he does need the strength in order to fulfill his goals, and if he doesn't have that strength and he just flops completely, what the hell is the point of writing up Code and building up his character for the past year? So let me know what you think about all that in the comment section below. How hyped are you for Boruto chapter 69? What are your predictions? And tell me, when do you think Code will get his limiters removed in the upcoming chapters? Personally, I do think it'll happen in the next couple of Boruto chapters. Let me know what you think about all that in the comment section below. So if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell as well, and have a good day. Peace.